Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is the 10 o'clock news on Q2, Montana's news leader.
Good evening and thanks for joining us on this Monday night. I'm Jay Kohn. Janelle is off this evening. The Billings City Council unanimously approves the contract for the Magic City's new top administrator. New administrator Chris Kukulski plans to start his new job in mid-November. Kukulski, the former city administrator in Bozeman and Kalispell, emerged over the past month as the consensus pick for the Magic City's top post. And tonight, the City Council put its stamp of approval on Kukulski's contract. Q2's Zoe Zandora was there and is here with more tonight. Zoe.
Thanks, Jay. Chris Kukulski was offered the new administrator job on October 10th, and tonight his contract was approved by the council. Bruce McTanlis had been the acting city administrator for nearly a year now since Tina Volek's retirement late last year. The council thought it had found her replacement when Great Falls City Administrator Greg Doyen was offered the job last December, but that fell through. Chris Kukulski has led municipal governments in Kalispell and Bozeman and is currently vice president for business development at Zoot Enterprises in Bozeman. When I spoke with Kukulski, he said that he thinks what happened last year, frankly, set everyone up for a successful process this time around and looks forward to some of the major projects Billings has underway in the near future.
The 2019 legislative process is going to get underway very quickly, and that's always exciting. The One Big Sky project, you know, there's just a lot going on. The airport, that airport expansion project is just so important. So many people get their exposure to Montana and to Billings through the airport. So those are some projects that are just really fantastic, critically important, and I definitely look forward to getting into right out of the gate.
And Kukulski also told me he's genuinely excited about the confidence and trust the city had put into him to be the next city administrator. And his first day is tentatively set to be November 19th. Tonight, during the meeting, the City Council also approved and gave the okay to move forward on the Southside Aquatics and Rec Center concept plan and contract with A&E Architects for $149,000. Jay?
All right. Thank you, Zoe. The newest poll in Montana's U.S. Senate race is out tonight, and it details just how close this contest is, well, with just 2 weeks to go until Election Day. MTN News and Montana State University co-sponsored this mail-in poll, and tonight we reveal the first results. Our chief political reporter, Mike Dennison, sizes up the numbers.
Just about everyone thinks the race between Democratic incumbent Jon Tester and Republican Matt Rosendale will be close, and the MTN MSU poll says the same. According to the poll, Tester has a 3-point lead over Rosendale, 46% to 43%. Only 2.6% said they would vote for Libertarian Rick Breckenridge, who is on the ballot, and another 8% said they're undecided or support someone else. The mail ballot poll was conducted from September 17th to October 6th. About 2,000 registered Montana voters responded. A mail poll is a little unusual, but MTN political analyst David Parker says there are reasons why it's a good choice in Montana.
The response rate for this poll was 20%. That's the very top end of what we were hoping for in this poll. We felt we could get in the rural areas better. We also thought it'd be less intrusive, more likely to somebody to actually pick it up and fill it out.
The margin of error for the poll is plus or minus 2%, which means the race is a statistical dead heat. But Parker says the poll has some good news for Tester besides an apparent lead. Independents favor him by 57% to 30%, and Democrats are united behind him. Still, he says Tester needs a few things to happen to win.
For Jon Tester to win, number one, those undecided voters, he needs to basically pick up some of them. He can't have them all go to Matt Rosendale. The second thing, he needs a turnout scenario that looks like 2006 or 2012, where the Democratic base shows up and those independents that overwhelmingly support him decide to actually vote.
Yet Rosendale has some potential positives as well in the poll. Parker says it's possible that undecideds can break Rosendale's way and thus give him a bigger cut of independent voters. And with the help of President Trump visiting the state 3 times already, Rosendale is looking to rally his base and Trump-leaning voters.
For Matt Rosendale, the answer is basically get your base together, get them motivated, have them show up even though it's a midterm election. I don't think he's any chance he's going to get the Democrats to come over. So really his path is all about his base and also about those independents who voted for Trump. He needs to convince them to come out and vote for him.
Let's not forget that Montanans have already been voting through absentee ballots for more than a week. But both campaigns will have their foot on the gas from now until Election Day. At this point, it's all about getting your supporters out to vote. Reporting from Helena, Mike Dennison, MTN News.
Thank you, Mike. And tomorrow we'll bring you the poll results for Montana's U.S. House race, where Republican Congressman Greg Gianforte is looking at a challenge from Democrat Kathleen Williams. Once rivals, President Trump now throwing his support behind former presidential candidate Senator Ted Cruz. The president's busy campaign schedule, which has brought him to Montana 3 times this year alone, is pushing people to get out and protect the Senate. The Republicans have a very slim majority there. Tonight in Texas, the president focused on the multi-thousand-person immigrant caravan that's making its way towards Mexico. Immigration was a strong point in the president's 2016 victory, and 6 out of 10 Americans still view this as a crucial election topic. The Montana Commissioner of Political Practices has completed his investigation into Musselshell County Undersheriff Sean Lesnick. Lesnick accused by 2 women of campaigning for sheriff while on duty, intimidation, and having access to ballots. The commissioner found that Lesnick is in violation of campaign practices. Commissioner Jeff Mangan says there are 2 confirmed occasions on May 14th and 15th where Lesnick engaged in soliciting support for his candidacy while on duty in public. As for when it came to intimidation and harassment, the commissioner did not find threatening or harassing behavior from Lesnick as alleged in the complaint. Now this case goes back to the Musselshell County attorney for possible charges or a fine. The opioid crisis continues to take a tremendous toll on America, from crime to broken families to overdose deaths. And Montana certainly is not immune to the problem. Here in Billings today, Blue Cross Blue Shield presented the Montana Opioid and Addictions Summit. This one-day event featured several speakers with a focus on finding ways to promote prevention and treatment efforts.
And really what we have in Montana isn't a drug abuse problem, it's an addiction problem. And so we wanted to bring together today some of the best minds in the state from a clinical standpoint, from a legislative standpoint, from a policy standpoint, to find the solutions that we need moving forward to curb this epidemic.
One of the speakers at that summit today knows all too well the problems that come with addiction. Q2's Russ Riesinger had a chance to talk with Ryan Leaf. Russ, most Montanans at least have heard of Ryan Leaf.
Yeah, Ryan Leaf was the most highly touted football player to ever come out of the state of Montana, a first-round draft pick in the NFL. He later became addicted to drugs and even served time in prison.
I blamed everybody, but never took an actual look in the mirror at myself.
It took a long time for Ryan Leaf to finally put the blame on himself for the problems that plagued him after his short NFL career came to an unceremonious end.
The crazy thing about opiates is that it's this vicious cycle where you have to feed this addiction, but you have all this shame and guilt about who you've become. This junkie, liar, thief, addict.
After his arrest for breaking into a home near Great Falls and stealing painkillers, Leaf says he went as far as attempting suicide.
And I looked up ways to kill yourself on Google, and I slit my wrist from here to here, and the scar is still here, and I can see it every single day as a reminder.
While Leaf eventually turned his life around in prison, he told me he does not think putting people behind bars for drugs is the solution.
For right now, it's about raising awareness, and continuing to shine a light on the problem, and not imprisoning nonviolent drug offenders, but actually getting them the help that they need.
Leaf says when he began concentrating on serving and helping others, his life began to turn around. He's now 7 years clean.
It's always there unless you continue to attack it every single day like a maintenance program. And if you don't, you go back right to where you started, and except your body's not able to deal with the tolerance like it used to, and you go right back to where you started. And a lot of times that means your life ends that day as well.
Well, Leaf has started a foundation to try and help those who can't afford drug abuse and mental health treatment. He also now covers Pac-12 football on radio and television, and he's the proud father of a 1-year-old baby. Jay?
All right, thank you for us. Now we turn our attention to weather. I'm joined by our chief forecaster, Bob McGuire. Bob, apparently just a few more days of this really good stuff.
You know, it's been a beautiful run all last week, first few days of this week. Now things have kind of changed. Let me show you where it's coming from. You can see a little moisture down there in the Four Corner states. That's a little monsoon moisture. That's going to start creeping its way up our way, and it's going to get into parts of southwestern Montana, but that's not the big push. You can see our late week storm is over there in the Gulf of Alaska, and it is forecast to make its way and start sending several waves of moisture into Montana and into the Billings area beginning on Thursday morning. You'll notice that it continues to push through on Thursday night and Friday. You'll see some spotty showers Friday as well. Then again on Saturday, that whole system starts moving through, and we'll see some more rain here on Saturday as well. But you'll notice most of the snow stays up in the Canadian Rockies. We're just going to get rain. Back to you, Jay.
All right, thank you, Bob. Still ahead on tonight's 10 o'clock news. Quick, you've got just over 2 minutes. Grab some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. We'll be back in a moment with a story of a baseball great from right here in the Magic City. And then later in sports tonight, a big shakeup for Bobcat football. Scott has details on a mid-season change at offensive coordinator.
You're watching MTN News with Jay Kohn and Janelle Slade. Storm Tracker weather with Bob McGuire. And sports with Scott Green. This is the 10 o'clock news on Q2, Montana's news leader.